how is it possible that so many young boys are committing mass acts of violence? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that from the moment these kids have a sentient thought, we fill their fucking heads with this bullshit America First propaganda, scrambling their brains into believing a fictitious utopian view of the country. We sit them in classrooms with teachers telling them that being a good American is to be a moral and upstanding citizen, to care about others, to respect women, and to know that the good guy always wins. And then they turn on the TV and there's the president mocking a disabled reporter, bragging about grabbing women by the pussy and calling immigrants vermin. And that same teacher telling them to be a moral paragon is smiling ear to ear saying, "That's my president." Then these kids get another load of bullshit sitting in front of a guidance counselor told they can be whatever they want to be when they grow up, and all they have to do with their underdeveloped brains is put themselves in unfathomable amounts of debt so they can watch potential jobs get shipped overseas or replaced by an AI algorithm. Hey, and don't worry about a job because they're never going to be able to afford a house in this Machiavellian market where inventory is non-existent and what scraps remain are being gobbled up by corporate investors like some kind of eldritch demon. And whatever job they do land will have them wasting years of their lives staring at computer screens, filling in boxes to make some rich prick above them richer. These kids watch the fantasy of the American dream get flushed down the toilet while their elected politicians spend more time analyzing the genitals of college athletes than they do trying to rebuild this country. And you know what this makes them? It makes them feel fucking hopeless. And the only place some of them find community is online. They find other people with little hope and a lot of self-awareness, and being riddled with cognitive dissonance and angry at the lies and deceit of their peers, they embrace irony and they embrace cynicism. Can you blame them? They're children trying to navigate a confusing, nonsensical world, and when they can't integrate, we tell them they're mentally ill and shove a pharmacy down their fucking throats. And when this spills over into actual real-world violence, instead of being self-reflective, trying to understand how we ended up here, our politicians wag these kids' second-grade doodlings on the news like these broken children have any coherent political ideology. We're more interested in our partisan wars than fixing our society. So how about the next time one of these kids shoots up a school, we realize that our society is sick and these kids are symptoms of that disease? How about we tackle the toxic environment of our political and social milieu that produces this kind of discontent? How about we put people in office willing to diffuse these escalations instead of stoking them for personal gain? But we all know that's never going to happen because these political vultures gain too much publicity and attention when one of these kids snaps. No, instead we're going to point fingers at each other and further inflame this already out of control situation because the gods of our capitalist corporatist society require another blood sacrifice for this broken fucking status quo.